My name is Lia from State Polytechnic of Sriwijaya, majoring in English department. Today I would like to share to you the next material in research methodology with the title Types of Probability Sampling. Okay, so first of all, we have to know the definition of sample. Sample is the specific group of individuals that you will collect data from. And how about population? Population is the entire group that you want to draw conclusions about. So what is the differences between sample and population? Population is the entire object or the whole object in your research, and sample is sum of the whole object in your research that you choose. We go to the example. For example, you want to know level of discipline in English department. So the population is the student in English department, and the sample is only 50 students in English department. Next, about types of sampling. There are two types of sampling. The first one is probability sampling, and the other is non-probability sampling. Probability sampling involves random selection, allowing you to make statistical inferences about the whole group. And non-probability sampling involves no-random selection based on convenience or other criteria, allowing you to easily collect initial data. Then, in this video, we will learn about types of probability sampling. So there are 5 types of probability sampling. First, simple random sampling. Second, systematic sampling. Third, stratified sampling. Then, cluster sampling. And the last is multi-stage sampling. We will discuss it one by one. First, about simple random sampling. Every member of the population has an equal chance of being selected. Your sampling frame should include the whole population. We can use random number generators as one of the tools to select the sample. For example, you want to select a simple random sample of 100 employees of company X. You assign a number to every employee in the company database from 1 to 1000 and use a random number generator to select 100 numbers. Next, systematic sampling. Similar to simple random sampling, but it's usually slightly easier to conduct. Every member of the population is listed with a number, but instead of randomly generating numbers, individuals are chosen at regular intervals. For example, all employees of the company are listed in alphabetical order. From the first 10 numbers, you randomly select a starting point. For example, number 6. From number 6 onwards, every 10 person on the list is selected, 6, 16, 26, 36, and so on, and you end up with a sample of 100 people. Then, stratified sampling, dividing the population into subpopulations that may differ in important ways. It allows you to draw more precise conclusions by ensuring that every subgroup is properly represented in the sample, based on the relevant characteristics such as gender, age range, income bracket, job role. Let's say we call it as strata. For example, the company has 800 female employees and 200 male employees. You want to ensure that the sample reflects the gender balance of the company, so you sort of the population into 2 strata based on the gender. Then you use random sampling on each group, selecting 80 women and 20 men, which gives you a representative sample of 100 people. We go to the cluster sampling. It also involves dividing the population into subgroups, but each subgroup should have similar characteristics to the whole sample. Instead of sampling individuals from each subgroup, you randomly select entire subgroups. For example, the company has offices in 10 cities across the country, all with roughly the same number of employees in similar roles. You don't have the capacity to travel to every office to collect your data, so you use random sampling to select 3 offices. These are your clusters. The last is multi-stage sampling. Multi-stage sampling divides large populations into stages to make the sampling process more practical. A combination of stratified sampling or cluster sampling and simple random sampling is usually used. For example, you want to find out which subjects elementary school student in Palembang preferred? A population list is all elementary school student in Palembang. Of course, it's impossible for you to count all of that school, so you cannot take a sample of the population. Instead, you divide the population into states and take a simple random sample of states. For the next stage, you might take a simple random sample of schools from within those states. Finally, you could perform simple random sampling on the student within the schools to get your samples. Well, okay, I think that's all for today. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video.